accepting an early morning invitation to dream the future clean and break into the past, I tilt my head at 3 o'clock and I lean into the looking glass, whispering forgiveness for all the things we didn't hear. I'm painfully aware that some people think perhaps that I thought too much about my whiteness. After scraping thin, pallid film of yesterday from my tongue, I dutifully polish the pearly whites, considering my alleged allegations and accessions. With floss wedged between the spaces, I wonder if perhaps that they think that I thought too much about my whiteness because perhaps they think about their whiteness too little. I'm cautioned that my tongue needs to shape up, this tongue which has been conveniently scraped of yesterday. It's too abrasive in its assertions, too sharp and narrow in its proclamations, and roundly unfair in its implication that whiteness is the problem. So I delicately suggest that perhaps being classified or diagnosed with whiteness isn't the problem or isn't the problem, but rather it's what whiteness means that is perhaps problematic. But for whom is whiteness problematic? Clearly not for those of us who blindly slather $30 darkness onto our bodies, all the while boasting, we don't see color. For whom is whiteness problematic? Certainly not for those of us who privately reject the impulse to sink our teeth into public education because our precious pearls are cloistered somewhere else. So for whom is whiteness problematic? Definitely not those of us who allow our babies to wander outside without fear that another will be deathly afraid of them, of their innocent faces tucked under a hoodie. Trayvon Martin. And absolutely not those who cannot fathom the choreographing and rehearsing of a ballet of unthreatening postures in the living room. In the event, we meet the suspicious gaze of a uniform that swears to serve and protect someone else's child. Tilting my head at 9 o'clock, leaning into the looking glass, I whisper forgiveness for all of the things we didn't see. Confused by the temptation to bite my tongue, I wonder just how many dinner party invitations come with a gag order. Will there be valet parking for my soul? To propose the question of whiteness and what it means, only a floral bouquet will suffice. One must trim the posy with sweet-sounding syllables to stem the anger of denial and the sting of accusation. Undaunted by allegations of being called traitor, with toothbrush clutched between fingers, I awaken to the task at hand. And still, for one moment, I falter and I catch myself equivocating whether perhaps I did think too much of whiteness. Or did this thing called whiteness hypnotize all of us into thinking too much of ourselves.